Hey guys, welcome back. It's the Aviator Pro. In fact, you should be welcoming me back, right? So for the beginning now, I just wanted to show you something interesting. I was just looking at this and I'm like, does Sporting Bet want to leave our money or what do they want to do? They want to collect everything. So this is a new game called Skyward, right? So it's similar to the Aviator. But for me, I'll never ever recommend anyone to play this game because it's chowing and it chows really bad. You see, this whole interface looks exactly like the Aviator. I think it is actually I think 2 steps backwards when it looks and when you start comparing it to Aviator itself. But it really looks exactly the same. The way it operates, it's got 2 bets, the top one and the bottom one. And then when I'm looking at the history there, it's not good history. It's not. It's almost playing like Betway. This is something else, guys. I'm not going to be playing this. And I would not recommend anyone to try it. Maybe up until they change their ways. If they change their ways, then we're going to start playing that one. Yeah, so back to our game. Yes, it's the Aviator. And I'm looking at how these guys have been working around, playing around with the fonts. As everyone can see now, they've changed their font. It looks maybe a little bit nice. It looks more, I don't know. Is it nicer? I don't know, but the numbers don't run the way they were running in the first place. But anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't stop us from doing our work. So there was very lucky. 4.96, I was very, very lucky because I did the right thing. That is to press just before my 5x. It doesn't matter really losing 5 rand, 8 rand. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be exactly 5x. At times, well, you even need to do 4x if you can. It's something that I'm really still struggling to do because in my mind, I'm stuck with whole figures, which is what we spoke about in the past to say, be careful that you don't have to maybe say, focus your mind on whole figures because that is one of the reasons why we end up losing. When I look at this 3.56, a very good figure there. But the challenge is, I didn't really get anything there because I'm always stuck to my 5x but 3x is good enough because it gives me back my capital and at the same time it also gives me like a 200 on top, which will be a very good thing because that is what helps us to stay afloat. Right, so especially in the beginning of a session, when you're starting, you need to try and see if you can conserve your balance. So I've been up and down and I've been trying to be patient. I haven't been really playing that much lately, but I'm going to be coming back to it. And as you can see now, the network is really putting me out. It's been a bad one. And as you can see, it actually did this. And in this session, it actually did that quite a number of times. And I lost a very, very significant potential amount of money in that process. But anyway, what do we do other than keeping trying? And maybe there's been quite a number of people talking about a few issues regarding when to cash out, what strategy do I use to do ABCD. If you've been following most of my videos, you'll see that I've been sharing most of these strategies as I go, which is one of the reasons why normally when we play things like that, we also try and see if I can maybe share information, right? All the stuff that I know. And because now I've been really expecting this thing to go pink, I just started, no, let me fight. And because of that thing that I was just talking about in the few minutes ago, my mind is stuck on the whole figures and the strategy is 15x. And just before it gets to 15x, it goes on 14x. There's nothing so painful as that. That's really, really painful. Now, just look at a 14x, just looking exactly like a 0, 0. You know what I mean? It's almost the same because I didn't cash it out. And that is the reason why at times we don't move, because we are always stuck to certain things. Yes, I know. At times there are times like, okay, fine, this is what always happens. It always happens with me. People start calling me when I'm playing the game, but I always just try and keep them out. I'll call them back once I'm done. That is always the case, but it really doesn't matter. But all we need to do is just to focus on the game, concentrate on what's going on. At times I know it's a huge distraction when someone calls you, whether in person or on the phone. Yes, you start thinking, what is they want? Is it urgent? But you want to try and focus on the game. Several times have I gotten out of the game and tried to maybe respond to people and stuff like that. When I come back and then I check the recent history, I see there's been 100x, 1000x, 500x. It's always the case. When you're not in the game, the history will show you that. But I've been trying to stay in the game long enough so that maybe I can benefit from those what do you call them, the big pinks that come. And at this point, one of the things that I want you to see is I went into the game at the wrong time. I'd been playing, and for some reason, because I checked in the recent past that there'd been no what do you call it, good pinks. It's just been maybe decent purples and stuff like that. But when I look at it in the end, I'm thinking maybe I can just give it a try. Maybe, because there are several times when the Aviator has actually tried to, not tried, but they has actually changed its sequence. And because it changed its sequence, it has given pinks at times that you least expect pinks. So at this point, I was just thinking, it's maybe about 10 past 8. And I'm thinking maybe it can come through. So let me just try and continue and see if I can get it. It's never really a wise idea to go against the plan. And I always try and encourage everyone, please do not try and go against the grain, because going against the grain at times is not a wise idea. Because when you lose, that's when you start asking yourself, did I not see this coming? Or maybe was there a reason why I would have forced it? But you only start asking yourself those questions when you've actually lost. But before you actually lose, you realize that you will still be having all that confidence, and you'll be thinking maybe something will just pop up. In this instance, something actually popped up, and I actually got a little something to keep me running into the next session that I'm going to play. And this video is going to be in 2 parts. So I just decided, no, let me just cut it into half, and then I'll do the other part maybe on another day, maybe in a day or 2, because I've been quite busy lately. But because of that, I'll continue, the video will continue. But for now, I just want you to see, I went against the grain, and let's see what then happened. So there I am. It's been blues and purples. The purples have not been really decent. It's just been 2.454, and then there's been 2.003, which is not really good for me when I want to cash out. So at this point, I'm expecting that a pink will come, and if a pink comes, I should be able to get a big one. I was just thinking, when the next pink comes, I just hoping that it's going to be a big one. And like I was saying, the network was bothering me quite a lot, and maybe because it's load shedding or whatever it is, but the server or whatever, I don't know, but it was just trying to connect, and in the end, I do not just get anything from it. And the most painful thing about this is, in most cases when it did this, it then paid a pink. And I'm thinking, are they now targeting me? That is what one guy said. They said, oh, no, they're always targeting me, because each time I just put my little money, I put in my 200 or my 500. That's exactly what happens. I just put in my money, they just start changing the way they do things. But in this case, it failed to connect, but then it didn't also pay. So it actually saved me quite a little bit of money there. So yes, I keep fighting, because I'm thinking, yes, it's been quite a while. I think in the recent past, you've seen there's been like 5 straight pinks, then 2 purples, and then now we've got 5 straight blues again, which is not a very nice thing. That's when I start asking myself questions. Idea that I should have been playing at this point. No, it's never a good idea. Never a good idea, because it's been one of those things that I have noticed. If you force yourself to go at the wrong time, you make yourself to start believing that it's going to happen. Hence, you see now, I decided to go slightly over and then just change my mind, because I actually wanted to go for a 15x for the first one, and then I wanted to go for the maybe a 25x or 30x for the second one. But guess what? At least I was able to get something from it. I just skipped my 5x and I got it from 6 point something x, which was perfect. And then on the second one, I thought it was going to get maybe to a 15x. It never really even gotten there. But anyway, That's not the problem. But because it hasn't given a pink in the recent past, I'm still thinking and believing that something should happen. So this game is always about just believing, because if you tell me that you can predict, then show me the money. You should win all the time if you can predict. It's just in my mind to tell myself, like right now you can see, I decided to skip. I'm just thinking, yes, yeah, it might get somewhere. And there it is. 11.96x, I collected. You see, it's just because I was just hoping, and I had just seen the past 15 rounds, nothing has happened, and there I am. I hit another 26x, and it gives me about 5 point something, which is perfect. If I hadn't been losing the way I lost, I would have actually taken advantage of this one. This is a very good multiplier. And I'm still puzzled by the way many people don't believe that Aviator is real. This is a real game, and maybe for some of you that maybe are in other places that don't have Aviator, you will join us at one point. But for now, I'm going to end this video here, and then I'll see you in the next, the second part of the same video. Thank you very much, guys, for your patience.